I have a general question for both of you. What's the last thing or idea that you heard that made you think, wow, that's really interesting?
I had an interesting idea. You want to hear my interesting idea to save America's energy policy?
Yeah.
Okay. And tell me, this has got to work. This has got to, okay. The only thing that you need to make hydrogen is a glass of water and some electricity, quite a lot of electricity. And you put the two wires into the glass of water and pump your electricity through it and just collect the hydrogen gas, and that's it. The problem is it takes more energy to do that than you get out of the hydrogen at the end. Now my idea is, what if we combine these two and put massive solar fields out in the desert, connect that electricity into a big vat of water out in the desert, create your hydrogen for free out in the desert, drive a car in every month, outload your hydrogen and take it into the city, man. In a hydrogen car, for free. And I'm not a scientist, man. I just watch the Science Channel. This is not that hard. We can do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present James Marsters with the Energy Vitamin Water. Thank you for all your research and your time. It's very good.
Not even that smart, you know? I mean, it's smart.
That's the smartest.
Kind of sound pretty good.
I liked it. I was really actually listening. I did not laugh during that. I was like,
I would love for someone to tell me why we haven't been doing that for the last 40 years. It's
brainiac.
Thank you. May I just say, Michael, you are cuter with hair.
That was, oh.
No, that's not the question.
Thank you. That's nice to have something to actually pull when you're upset. You're like, oh, yeah.
My question is, considering all of the ideas out there right now, would you want to continue in the comic book, sci-fi, fantasy genre, or do you want to do something completely different? This goes for either one of you.
The reason I left the show really wasn't because I didn't want to do Lex anymore. It was I wanted to be challenged more. I'd like to do different roles. I'm a comedian. Be in front of the set every day before we shoot. I would do like a little stand-up routine. I'd be laughing, I'd be joking around, and that's kind of who I am. So it's not that I just want to go to comedy. I just want to explore, other areas and just be challenged a little more. So I think I had done all I can with Lex. So there's nothing really left to do. So that's
Yeah, and I think most actors, most artists in general, we like to have different things to do. We don't want to do one thing forever. Personally, I love science fiction and fantasy stuff. Those are the kind of movies I actually go out to watch. So I'm very happy doing that kind of stuff. But it's also really wonderful to go out and do something naturalistic and kind of stretch those muscles too. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I think that for me, fantasy is kind of like being the jester in like a medieval court, right? Because only the jester could call the king an idiot. He was the only one, but he did it with a joke. And for that reason, it was said that the court, if a court has a good fool, it's a good court. And so I feel like when you're in sci-fi, you can just nail the political establishment, you can nail all the powerful people, and at the end of the day, oh no, it's just Superman. Talk about kryptonite, man. Love that.
Thank you.
My question is for Michael. It's about leaving the show, and I know, like you just said, or you said yesterday, a lot of why you left the show is because you want to branch out as an actor. You want to go towards different things, but it's just my opinion. I haven't enjoyed the direction the show has taken. It feels like it's become more about novelty and less about the story. And I wondered if you, if any of that might have had something to do, if you shared that, if that might have had something to do with why you left the show, or even just for both of you, if you ever encountered something from the episodes or your character, you're like, that really just came out of left field. Why are they doing this?
There's a lot of things that came up with. Wow, that's kind of a tough question. I've said this before. and this may not be the answer to your question, but it's very difficult to write TV, especially good TV. In 7 years and 150, 160 episodes, you can't have great episodes every time, except if you're Lost, which is an awesome show. I like that show. It's everything I watch. Yeah, right? And the fifth grader show. But, you know, if you can have 1 out of 4 really good episodes, and that's great. That wasn't really it for me. I think there were good episodes, mixed in with not so great episodes, and that's just how television is. So it wasn't really that. It was just playing a character for 7 years. I mean, of course, there's some moments where you're like, I don't want to wear this purple leather jacket. I just don't want to do it. Not only does it weigh 20 pounds, but I look like a fruitcake. And the crew would just heckle me. That's the one thing that just killed me because they knew I hated it. I would walk in and you could just tell that the producer said, nobody laughs when Rosenbaum comes on set. Dude, never say that. It's like saying to your friend, listen, my friend Chris just crapped his pants. When he comes in, just don't make any brown jokes, crap jokes. Hey, party pooper. So it was just, I did not answer your question, but I think you get the gist.
And plus, really, even if there is some of that stuff more gimmicky than really character development, my sense is your stuff was usually the meat, Like your storyline always had gravitas,
Yeah.
It didn't go into all of those gimmicks, you know what I mean? So
That's true. I got lucky. I think, like I said, I think Lex was written pretty well over the years. And even if it was a B story, a C story, it was something interesting. We made it interesting, so.
It's like you had your own serious movie in the middle of the other stuff.
Right, there's a lot of fluff going on and a little pageant with girls and and then there's Lex going, oh, how do I kill people? How do I take over Daddy's plant? So you're right, that's true.
I remember this is one of my favorite moments. I was injecting you with some kind of primary colored fluid. Trying so hard to find out what I was doing because, why am I kidnapping Lex? Why am I messing with you? What is this whole thing since the first season? And finally, at the very last shot of the last scene of the whole season, you're like, oh, no, you're turning me into Zod. That's what's going on. I was like going to everybody, can you tell me what's going on?
Why am I doing this? I'm telling you, a lot of times we didn't know what we were doing. We just committed to it. Just commit. No matter what happens, you commit. Whether it's comedy, whether it's you're bombing, you just commit. Put it in.
Sell it.
They're 3 o'clock in the morning cinemas. We're on the Sci-Fi Network here. And
Guys, we gotta wait till after lunch or it's just gonna fall apart.
this was our first thing today. Is this your first thing today?
No, I was still signing autographs. So I'm kind of...
Oh, not me. I just woke up. Okay, who's next?
Hi you guys. I really enjoyed your discussion, so over here.
Thank you. I can't see you.
Yeah, I really love listening to you talk about method acting and public policy, but my question is, what's with your ear?
What's that?
What's with your ear? Yeah, you start pulling on it through the...
I like my ear.
He's kind of soft things,
Like a Carol Burnett, like this.
Go home, go home.
He's actually really a droid. He's like Channel 2. I
don't know, they're not very hard and they're bendy,
Plus, what we're doing, that's why I got the cordless, dude. Because you're like this, you're like, and all of a sudden you go, I'm gonna pick my hair. I'm gonna do this. I love that you notice little things. You're like 200 feet away, you're like, what's with the ear jokes? I noticed you touched it 4 minutes ago. Well, it's my ear. I figured I would touch it.
Anything I want.